it's an event film, isn't it? It's one of those films that comes out and it's not necessarily once in a generation thing, but they don't come around very often. If you think of the big event films, you've got things like Terminator 2, you've got Jurassic Park, you've got Independence Day. I'd probably say even something like Avatar, and it feels like it is everywhere for a summer or everywhere for a certain amount of
Mhm.
time, and then it leaves its mark on culture, on society, if you want. And this is, for me, I mean, this is what blockbuster cinema is all about, isn't it? It's a spectacle, it's escapist, it's daft, it is cheesy, it is layered, but it's good. I think ultimately it is great fun, isn't it? What do you reckon, Alice?
Yeah, certainly. So the way they construct the story, I think, is really clever. And even though they use quite predictable methods, they do it quite well. I felt a similar way, in Jack Reacher, where they're trying to
Mm.
explain loads of information with lots of images and then other characters describing things. There was some of that going on in here, which means you feel like the techniques, they don't really feel tired, and every time they do it, it feels quite fresh, and the dialogue they use is all quite clever and stuff, and it's really funny in places. Like, there are some
Yeah.
really good moments of humor. What about you, Harris? Is that something that you sort of noticed from this?
Absolutely. It's no, I totally agree with that. It's I felt like at the time as well, like sci-fi films like in the 90s, mid 90s were just, I mean, you had Stargate and you had there's quite a lot of serious, and I just felt like you just said, then there's comical sort of bits in it that just, especially when you get older as well, like you start to notice it a bit more. And you're like, right, okay. And I think at the time, I just wanted to see the action, the alien ship come down, do the thing. And I think, it's also interesting to see Jeff Goldblum in that stage, where, like Ian Malcolm in Jurassic Park, he was quite serious, wasn't he? But a little also, he was a bit cheeky in Jurassic Park, whereas this one, he was just like, no, I'm dead serious. I'm the computer guy.
Yeah, and the recycling guy, like the guy like caring about the environment sort of thing. Yeah.
I thought that was just a really interesting aspect, because I think the world at the time really knew Jeff Goldblum as something else, and it was I don't know. I thought that was really interesting. Yet also, you sort of personified that kind of rock star-y sort of thing, which he had with Ian Malcolm a bit. And I always thought that really, resonated quite well in the film, throughout the film as well.
He's got so much charisma, hasn't he, Jeff Goldblum?